Hey everyone, Nerfs just got leaked, not officially announced. I think this was leaked through the client where somebody figured out somehow through the client that these were the Nerfs. This is not the official announcement, but these are likely to be the Nerfs. And if you're like everyone, you want to see them now. And I probably will make another video on Nerfs, so probably the only one unless the Nerfs change. Because like I said, this is not the official, but this is likely this. One, we've got a 4 mana Sorcerer's Apprentice and a 2 mana Twin Spell. I forgot what this card is called, but these are for wild. These aren't standard cards. And if you're a wild player, you're probably really happy. This is going to hurt Odd Hunter, which won't be able to, and Odd Quest Hunter, which they won't even be able to play this card anymore. And it's going to hurt all these OTK Ignite Mage stuff. And honestly, when I play Wild, when I play Mage, I love the Sorcerer's Apprentice plays. I'm actually kind of sad to see Sorcerer's Apprentice die. I think they're super fun. It's. I would have rather see Ignite deleted. I think Sorcerer's Apprentice was a good girl. So she, as they say, someday she'll be just like you. So. Not sure how I feel about that one. When I play Wild. I like playing some Quest Mage. I like playing some of these Toxic Mage decks. But for the needs, as Spock said, the needs of the many exceed the needs of the Sorcerer's Apprentices. So, anyways, then Incanter's Flow got nerfed to 4 mana, which people have talked about. I didn't think they'd do it, but they did it. They're basically saying, yeah, we're deleting these Mizaki. Now, we keep saying, like, when they do this stuff, like, it will never survive, and who knows? It'll be crazy, but 4 mana is a huge thing. It's just so much tempo to set up your Mizaki OTKs. If you get it late in the game, it's so bad. Still, at the end of the day, it's 4 mana, discount 20 cards often, when played early. That being said, I think this is what this is a nerf to? Wand Thief. Because when you get this card off Wand Thief, it's just completely unplayable. So interesting, but yeah, this is definitely, and I think they're doing this because they're worried with the Poison Rogue, which you'll see later gets nerfed. Mizaki Mage terrorizing the meta. And it's already a strong deck, except for the fact that Poison Rogue beats it so bad. So they don't want Mizaki Mage to be meta warping. They want it to be weak. They want it to be fringe. They want it to be not a dominant deck. Like, if the meta suits it, it could still come back, but it's going to be very, very weak overall. So it's going to need a very, a well-targeted tournament strategy, something like that, to see play. Next, we got 3 cards. We got Cloak going up to 4 mana. I wasn't sure they were going to do this one, but they didn't nerf. You'll see that they didn't nerf Scabs that hard. We'll see in the future. So they wanted to make Poison Rogue better. I think I'm okay with this nerf. This card is really, really meta warping, very, very strong. And this card was got so much stronger because of its synergy with Scabs. Because it used to be, well, you went Cloak, Cloak, and then your opponent just killed you. But now as you go Cloak, Cloak into Scabs. So because of Scabs, this card, I think, needed to increase. Next, we got Pirate Warrior. And you can't read this, but now they're going from 7 pirates to 9 pirates to complete your quest. This card is dead. Sorry, Pirate Warrior players. We're actually having a debate on the stream. We're talking about should, Blizzard cater, because a lot of people at the low ranks complain about Pirate Warrior, and a lot of people at the high ranks don't take it seriously. And it's an interesting thing of like, well, do we nerf the Pirate Warrior or do we not nerf the Pirate Warrior? Is it not worth nerfing the Pirate Warrior? Because I think part of this was nerfed for Wild, but people in Standard complained about it too. And Pirate Warrior is completely dead. And what was kind of powerful about Pirate Warrior at the low ranks is everybody can kind of learn to play pirates and play Rakura and win the game. And it was a very a powerful play that you could do, and it's not that difficult to execute. And players that don't know how to play high tempo, know how to spend efficiently, know how to get ahead on board, know how to take wins, would just lose to that strategy over and over again. It's very easy to execute, and I kind of like that. But they're kind of saying, nope, we don't want to do that. So this card is so dead. It's dead in Wild. It's dead in Standard. 2 additional turns. I mean, they deleted this card, so it's an interesting one. If you like Pirate Warrior, sorry, and it's an interesting thing. I'm curious, if you're not a Legend regular player, what do you think about the Pirate Warrior nerf? Let me know. Do you think it's stupid, they're hurting the Pirate Warrior players, or do you think Blizzard is taking care of all the players getting scanned by Pirate Warriors? I'm not sure. This is for Wild, I think it's a reasonable nerf. For Standard, I don't think it's a reasonable nerf. So it's a thing of, I think I would not have done this nerf for Standard. I'm kind of surprised they did that. But they did give you Warrior Bone. They made Rakura have 10 armor instead of 5. And this is actually a huge buff. Armor is really, really valuable in the current meta. There's so many of these burn decks. Being able to gain armor allows you to beat all these burn strategies, all these OTKs. So to be a control deck, you need to play with armor. People say Priest is dead, therefore Control is dead, but Priest is just bad. Realistically, Priest is just too clunky. It's just too weak right now. Where Druid, which effectively is a control deck, it's gaining tons of armor, it's playing defensively, and the reason it can exist is because of the massive armor gain. But Warrior is supposed to be the armor gain class, so I like this change a lot. Gaining 10 armor, very valuable. Don't underestimate that. Just being able to get out of range of OTKs. Your opponent might be like, well, if they don't have Rakura, I kill them next turn, but then they go Rakura, and you're out. You know, that 10 armor makes a big difference. And it also makes sense with the weapon ideas. Like, if I'm hitting somebody and I don't have immunity, I'm going to need that armor. So I think this is a definite good change. It's like they watched my video where I was saying Scabs, how is Scabs 7 mana and this card 7 mana? So I'm definitely glad they buffed this card. A good change. And finally, we got Scabs getting nerfed to 8 mana. The hero power didn't go down. The 4/2s are still 4/2s. I'm going to go out and say that Scabs still busted. Don't listen to the, oh, you know, this card's still amazing. I bet this now goes from number 1 to number 2. Guff probably going to be the best hero card now. But this is number 2. This card's still insane. This card's still broken. It's just slightly less broken. And, you know, they want hero cards to be strong. I get it. People, I'm still going to be complaining about Scabs. I'm going to still be like, what the heck? What were you thinking? I hate Scabs. You know, I bet Scabs calling it now gets nerfed again. All right, you got a whole nother year. You don't think Rogue is going to be Rogue? It's going to get something strong, and then Scabs going to be turning, and then everyone's going to say the culprit is still Scabs. So I'm calling it now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But I'm calling Scabs will be nerfed again. All right. But and then Wild Paw Null, they reduced the attack they increased the mana to 6, and they reduced the attack to 3. So there's a little more opportunity cost now to make the Wild Paw Null cheap. It's not, you know, you're not getting on turn 2 as much. You know, it's a later game play. Still not bad. I still think it starts strong. Now I would have preferred like the health going down to 4. So at 5 health, remember it's very, very annoying to remove. And that's part of the reason this card's so strong. Because at 5 attack, or 5 health, like I need an owl plus a hero power, or 2 lunar eclipses. Like there's 5 attack is really, 4 and 5 is a big difference. So I think this card's still going to be strong. I still think Thief Rogue is going to be fine, but there's going to, and what's interesting is I think everyone thinks that that Thief Rogue I think will be fine. Thief Rogue is not as meta warping as Poison Rogue. Poison Rogue, in my opinion, was the stronger deck, but it was more counterable in theory. You know, you run Vipers, you play aggro, but people weren't even doing that because those decks lost to Thief Rogue. So, but I think the real way the meta is going to change is one, Mizaki is going to disappear, and Poison Rogue is going to be way weaker. Poison Rogue, I don't think is going to disappear. Why? At the end of the day, the weapon is still strong. What it does very, very well. Now, it has more exploitable weaknesses now. For example, you can play Beast Druid, and if you set up a lethal for turn 5, which is the Arbor Up play, and you play Arbor Up, well, now they can't go Cloak, Cloak, Scabs. They go Cloak, Cloak, nothing. So they have to kill you on turn 7 without the Scabs. So they have to either wait a whole turn to get the Cloak down, which is a lot harder. So if you're a aggro-based tempo deck, you can kind of, if you can set up lethal for turn 5, you can win the game. And that extra turn is going to make a big difference. Not to mention the additional mana usage makes a bigger tempo loss. Now, with the perfect hand, Poison Rogue's still going to go, oh, now they're going to go Cloak on 6, Cloak on 7, but that's a lot harder. You have to control the board a lot longer. I think that's a good inclusion for the game. So I think Poison Rogue is still going to be a thing, but it's going to be much more niche. It's going to be like, okay, I'm playing in a tournament and I'm targeting Warlock. Because Warlock's going to be real good right now, I think. Warlock is losing 2 of its big losses, so 2 of its big bad matchups. So I expect Warlock to be very strong. So yeah, let's talk about let's go on to Aegis replay, and I'll talk about what do I think are going to be the big winners of these nerfs. So one, let's just go ahead and go to matchups, and I'm gonna go and delete Thief Rogue, Poison Rogue, and Mizaki Mage, and we'll see. All right, so sorry, there's a little bit of a lag time. Here we go. Okay, so we'll go Legend, and we'll go last 7 days. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if you go Legend for the last 7 days, and what we can do, this is what I do when I do sort of tournament stuff. Um, you can often sort of block out decks or put bans in into the HS Replay client, and you can use that to kind of get an idea of what decks will be good. So I'm gonna get rid of Thief Rogue, I'm gonna get rid of Poison Rogue, and I'm gonna get rid of Mizaki. It is really laggy today. Sorry about that. And I'm expecting Warlock to be a huge winner here of these nerfs. I expect to see a lot of it going forward. So with those nerfs, add Legend. No more Thief Rogue, no more Poison Rogue, no more Mizaki. You see Beast Druid, a big winner. Face Hunter, just sort of doing well too, but sort of on the and you can see these decks up, but you see Hand Warlock doing quite well from those nerfs as well, and I bet if we went to the higher Legend, we would see this because sometimes the bias has, but I think definitely Warlock and Beast Druid I think are going to be real strong archetypes because, like I said, Beast Druid, part of the reason I stopped liking playing it is your opponent can just go cloak into cloak into scabs and beat you, and it's very tough to stop that if they're a good player. So you either have to get your aggression down to set up for a turn 4 lethal, or just often you're set up your board on turn 5, and then you just watch them play solitaire and hope they don't get it. So I think Beast Druid looks like a big winner of the nerfs, and then I think Hand Warlock looks like a big winner. So I expect those to kind of the meta is definitely going to change a lot. If you're a deck builder, this is a great time for you because I think there's a lot of potential to make changes and make new innovations. I think there's still so much. I'm still working on Belly Druid. We tried out some new tech choices, some new decisions last night that were working well. But we're always trying stuff. So there's still new ways to work on the meta. So anyways, I think I'm real excited about these nerfs. I think they're real good overall. But yeah, let me know what you think about the nerfs in the comment, and let me know if, like I said, if you're not a Legend regular player, what do you think about that Pyro Warrior nerf? Are you a fan? Do you not like it? Like I said, I'm not a fan for Standard. I like it for Wild, but I'm not a fan for Standard. So what do you guys think about that Pirate Warrior nerf? Anyways, hope you guys like that. Enjoy.